Hey everybody. So right now we're entering the time for the budget for the 2025 fiscal year. The Republicans have made a continuing proposal, CP, budget proposal. This proposal would give the House Ways and Means Committee the task of to implement a $4.5 trillion in tax cuts over the next 10 years, as well as a $1.5 trillion in spending cuts over the same 10 years. The resolution would also raise the debt ceiling by $4 trillion. The vote on this CP would be to keep the government from shutting down March 14th. The areas that they are proposing to increase spending is for up to $110 billion in additional spending for the Judiciary Committee, up to $100 billion for the Armed Services Committee, and up to $90 billion for the Homeland Security Committee. The areas that the House Ways and Means Committee would have to find areas to cut funding from is at least $880 billion by the Energy and Commerce Committee, $330 billion by the Education Workforce Committee, at least $230 billion by the Agriculture Committee, at least $50 billion by the Oversight and Government Reform Committee, at least $10 billion by the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, at least $1 billion by the Financial Service Committee, and at least $1 billion by the Natural Resources Committee. Opponents of this resolution have pointed to the proposed cuts, arguing that they implicate key programs that Americans rely on. Medicaid in particular has come under the microscope. The Energy and Commerce Committee oversees Medicaid, and the $880 billion it is tasked with saving would almost certainly require cuts to the program. House Republican leadership has said many times that Medicaid is not mentioned in the budget specifically, and that Tuesday's vote was simply to begin reconciliation process. House Leader Mike Johnson did say that cuts to the program would target fraud, waste, and abuse within the program. Meanwhile, other Republicans have stated that the benefit would not be cut and that they are safe. Now, last week, Donald Trump was asked if Medicaid, Medicare, and earned benefit programs, including Social Security, were at risk of being cut, and Trump said, "We're not going to touch it." So we just have to wait and see if Trump keeps his word in the future on not touching these programs. Wednesday, an analysis by the CBO indicated that the Energy and Commerce Committee, whom oversees the federal health care spending, would not be able to reach the proposed $880 billion in cuts without affecting the nation's social health care programs. If they do not touch Medicare, Medicaid, and CHIP, even after zeroing out all of the committee's other areas of spending, that would only give a savings of $381 billion, according to the CBO. Given the times that we're currently in right now, we really don't know what's going to happen to the programs in the near or far future. We just have to keep our eyes open to what happens. Now, I do want to thank everybody for viewing this, and if you can continue to help us grow by subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button. We'll be posting videos on here multiple times a week.